We only need one thing. And it came to pass as they went along their way, they entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him, Yeshua, the Messiah, into her house. This is when Jesus, as he is known in today's language, Yeshua HaMashiach, he was here as the Creator's miraculously birthed human Son on the earth, hearing the Father and saying what the Father says, seeing what the Father does, doing what the Father does. That's what he did when he was here. He heard, said, saw, and did. He spent a lot of time one-on-one in prayer with the Father so that he could hear and see. So he's moving through his life and he comes to this place. Martha brings him into her house. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how excited she was? I mean, think of all the things he was doing. Blind eyes open. Mentally deranged people set free. Deaf ears opened. Dead people being given their earthly life back and their bodies coming back to life. I mean, this guy came into her town and into her house. Whoa. And she had a sister named Mary, which also sat at the feet of Yeshua and heard his word. This is in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, starting at verse 38. She had a sister. Now there's two ladies here. Martha received him into her house. Mary sat at his feet and heard his words. Now, since Yeshua only said what he heard the Father say, Mary sat at his feet and was hearing the words of the Father. See, the Father speaks to those who sit with him. He speaks, we hear, and then we turn around and just live and say what he says. The two-edged sword is spoken of in the New Testament is a better translation of that is the two-mouthed sword. Two-mouthed sword. When Daddy speaks, we hear and we turn around and say the same thing that we hear him say. That impacts people. That's what Jesus, Yeshua, did. He's our example. He said, I'm the way. He's the example. And it's simple, childlike. Sit with the Father, hear what he's saying, come back here in our sphere of influence and say what we heard him say. It's really that simple. As a matter of fact, we only need one thing. Verse 40. Mary sitting at his feet. But Martha was being distracted about all the serving that she was doing. Now, she was standing. And she said, she came in doing all this stuff. Got to make the tea. Got to whip up some potatoes. We got to get some meat in the oven. We got to get all the plates. We got to get the forks. We got to get everything set up. Oh man, I got so much to do. I need Mary to come in here and help me do all this serving in the house. But it says she was being pulled about or distracted by all these things going on in her head that she needed to do in order to serve the Lord. And she came in and her sister's sitting. Martha comes in standing by, it says. And she said, Lord, Master, are you not caring that my sister has left me alone to be serving? Don't you care? That's reminiscent of when the disciples are in the boat. Yeshua says, hey, let's get in the boat. We're going to the other side. And they encounter this storm. He's asleep. He's at rest. He's totally at peace. And they're like, wake him up. Don't you care? We're about to die. No. Martha says, don't you care? No. I'm not caring. She left me. Mary, my sister's left me in here to be serving. Why don't you tell her to get up and come in here and help me? Here it is. Luke 10:41 and 42. Wow. This is so huge. Yet, answering, he said to her, Jesus, Yeshua, Martha, Martha. You're worrying, you're anxious, you're being disturbed about many things. Yet, one thing is needed. We only need one thing. Martha, Martha, you're all whacked. Yet one thing is needed. And it's the good part of life that Mary has chosen. And it's not going to be taken away from her. What's the one thing that is needed? If there's only one thing needed, what is it? Oneness. This is the key of David in Psalm 27, verse 4. Oneness have I desired of Yehovah, the Most High, the Creator of all that there is, the Father of Yeshua, Jesus. Oneness have I desired of him, so that I might go into his secret place, his tabernacle, his dwelling place, and be one with him every single day, so that I might hear what he's saying, enabling me to say what I heard him say in the earth, so that I might just be one with him and adore him and enjoy him adoring me, so that I might be one with him, oneness, so that I might ask him questions as his little child and know that he's going to answer me. Wow. And not only answer me, but answer me and confirm it 2 or 3 different ways. See, when Daddy shares something with you, if you're an inquiring one, his little child, and you go sit with him, especially first part of the day, and you go sit with him and you ask something, or he shows you something, or he speaks something with that still small voice, he will confirm it. You'll hear it from 2 or 3 different directions, because he wants you to know it was him that is delivering this information, this wisdom, this understanding, this pure gold treasure. His heart being revealed to you through oneness. One thing is needed. And that one thing enables us to be totally at rest and just covered in peace and full of joy. You know, you can be happy. Things can make you happy. You can be all careful about things and finally get a hold of something and be happy. Your team can score points on the field of play, and it can make you happy. But joy, joy, joy. That's a treasure. And you can only get true and filling joy from where it originates. And that's the heart of our Father. Wow. You only need one thing. We only need one thing. And that is oneness with our Father every day. It makes us be well through oneness. This is the well message of the kingdom.